Okay, welcome everybody to our live stream. International Master Will Pascal. We are Gable Troll Mops. You hate kebab? We're for a company that stabilizes that shit. I recommend not to eat that. Don't fall in the vat. But guys, on a serious note, I'm worried about Asterbait. I mean, he's been gone for 2 weeks. And the last communication we had from him was this back in on the 24th of February. I didn't understand. You know, here I'm going to share it in the tournament chat. But this was Asterbait's last words from it was the 24th. Okay, so do the math. The 24th was exactly 2 weeks from yesterday. So he's been missing for 2 weeks. But I don't understand. Like, I have to reset my iPad, and I don't know when I can fix my account. It seems that a new card is coming in 10 days. I don't know anything about like iPads and Apple, and does anybody know about this stuff? Their account, fix your account. So it's like your Apple account. You have like an Apple account. Anyone know anything about Apple iPads or devices, and like you have like one universal? Is there just like one overviewing like universal Apple account or something? Is that how it works? Because I haven't used Apple anything. So Astrobeat's been gone for 2 weeks. I'm concerned that it's something worse than he just had to get a new iPad. You know, I mean, I don't know. This is serious. He's been following my stream for like 9 years, and he's never been gone for more than a few days. So this is really very upsetting. Astrobait is like part of a very important anchor of the community. You have one account. Is password lost? You are lost. Wow. Shit. So you lose your password and there's no way to get it back. And then like what happens? I mean there has to be a solution. You have to like prove your identity. Reprove your identity to Apple or to like Bill Gates, like sacrifice one of your unborn children. Bill Gates. I don't know what I'm talking about. Steve Jobs, whatever. Okay, Apple. It's not Bill Gates, obviously. He's Microsoft, but it's the same principle, like billionaire. Anyway, that's all we have to go on Asterbait. There was another thing he said, which I really didn't understand. You know, right when he said that, which was this. He also said, and I didn't see the connection. He said, was wondering why Twitch was so shitty. You know, what does that mean? And what does that have to do with it? What did he mean by this? Paste. Was wondering why Twitch was so shitty. I don't know what that means. Like, shitty in terms of quality? Or the atmosphere? Or what? Anyway, nice to see Texas Pete. Zen Chess is back. Chess Mitra. Ruslan Bear. CGN KSK from Turkey, who says kebab is most popular food. Yeah, I don't like kebab. It's spicy. Well, they always ask us here. Budapest is very, very popular, like in Germany, and the Turkish and even the Greeks serve kebab. And oftentimes, the first thing they ask you, do you want spicy? You don't have to have spicy. I mean, right? Don't talk about food because I'm hungry, and I don't know how I just gravitate toward food conversations. Gobble Roll Mops talking about cooking. All right, Move 11 donating a tier 1 sub and then leaving immediately. Not donating, sorry. He actually subscribed for 105 months. That's how long Astrobait's been a follower of the stream. Like almost the same as Move 11. 105 month subscriber, Move 11, which is our all-time record. He's a founder. When I started, streaming, Move 11 was one of the first. Astrobait was one of the first. And welcome, Stapvargan. So we're starting the tournament here in 10 minutes. I'm in a good mood. Things have been going pretty okay. By the way, guys, if you donate or subscribe, it affects our stream boss. So stream boss is now Mr. Coffee, for those of you who are interested. Mr. Coffee, I don't know if he's going to be here tonight, but Arsenal fan was replaced as stream boss. Mr. Coffee took him out. Now, it's much more fun to take away Arsenal fans' hit points, but we've got to knock out Mr. Coffee as well. So, all right. So, Mr. Coffee with 40 hit points. If you donate or subscribe, by the way, if you donate, try to donate some weird incremental amount to make this weird digits go away. Guys, we're supposedly raising money for a summer tournament fund, but we're not getting a lot of donations. How many days do I have to go? 81. We still have time. I don't know what I'm going to do, though, as far as summer tournament goes. It's still early, but I should make some kind of plan to play in a good tournament this summer. I was thinking about Andorra, but, that's just an idea. All right. So, Mr. Coffee is the stream boss. Welcome, everybody. We're playing 10 plus 3 Rapid. It's an arena, so you can berserk. If you berserk, you lose your increment. But still, 5 minutes is not bad if you want to do berserking. We still have the hunt for Asterbait. Asterbait being missing, it's a little that grandmom that got abducted. We don't know where he is. I tried everything, I tried to email him. He has a Gmail. That shouldn't be affected. That shouldn't be affected by Apple, obviously. I hope he's alright. Anyway, things are going pretty well. How are you guys? So we've got 6 players thus far. Sparkle Horse, Texas Pete, Zen Chess, Chess Mitra, Ruslan Bear, and CGN. Triple Mops will join us later. Move 11 is, I don't know, Move 11 should sometimes join us, but he's preferring to just subscribe. I'm not going to complain about that. So that's it. 16 minutes ago, we had 105 months in a row for Move 11 subscriber. Guys, please donate and support the stream. We can always throw some bits in there. The link is at the top of the stream if you'd like to join our tournament. To be a member of the Panda and Horses Club. Today is Wednesday. Normally we do this on Tuesdays, so I had to juggle the schedule a little bit. Normal day for this tournament is Tuesdays. Normal start time is 7, so 7:15 is a bit later than usual. We have the same length of Rapid Arena, 2.5 hours. That's standard, my standard, 150 minutes. With Rapid, it's not bad. And by the way, earlier I had a message from Uber driver. I thought the best quality was to have a good outfit for YouTube. I didn't get that reference. Oh, I see. So he's doing a Siebert Tarash response. So mistrust is the most necessary characteristic of the chess player. Characteristic quality. Uber driver doesn't do words over 8 letters long. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Kind of like one president I know. But characteristic and necessary. Now, Tarash was German, right? So this must have been translated from the German. I don't know if Tarash actually used, words that are longer than 8 letters. But we know that Uber driver doesn't, so he changed it to the best quality. Tarash said mistrust is the most necessary characteristic of the chess player. Now, my only question is it mistrust or distrust? And are they the same thing? Do we have any linguists in here? Are they both the same exact word? Mistrust and distrust? I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm mistrusting this translation. I thought it was distrust. I have a distrust for humanity. Distrust of humanity. Jeroen KK is here. Distrust usually arises from evidence or experience, while mistrust often stems from unease or general suspicion. Okay. So distrust kind of implies like you had trust but you lost it. And mistrust is like a more general, like you don't trust anything. Very, very interesting. Okay. Thanks, Move 11. Get your AI on. Now when I think of Claude, I think of Claude Bloodgood. They named an AI after a chess murderer. The infamous Claude Bloodgood. Who murdered his mom, I think. And he had built up quite a high rating while he was in jail. This is happening in like the 90s, the early 90s. You just ordered some Indian food. Because you're a Zen Buddhist or what? Don't talk about Indian food, guys. Stop that. I was just looking at Indian food earlier. The Grob fella. Don't talk about food. Alright? Don't mention the war. Don't mention the war. Okay. What else is happening? I played a good game. I'll show you guys tomorrow night. I checked my Sunday game out, and we'll analyze that tomorrow, Arsenal fan. On our analysis stream on Thursday, Arsenal is also presenting a game. I'm presenting my game from the Sunday, and a game by Larson against Taimanov. Tune in for tomorrow night's analysis stream at 7 p.m. or 6:30 rather. 6:45. Around 6:30, 6:45. CET. By the way, times have changed in the U.S. by an hour. Our time change doesn't take place till 3 weeks later, and it's always like random. I don't know how that's decided. What I find is interesting about time change is that it's never the same week. You know, isn't that weird? It's never the same week, and it can be 1, 2, or 3 weeks different. Spout. All right, we've got Sparkle Horse. Only 6 players, guys. Where is everybody? Come on. Let's get this thing started. It's an arena. It's fun. Join us. Join us, Jeroen. Join us, Ludlud. Kellart. You won. Opponent suffered his only his second loss since 2022. It was his 3rd game since 2022. He didn't tell you that. But still not bad. You know what I was thinking actually? Arsenal fan. Wonder what is the world record for draws in a row? I was thinking about there was this Hungarian Varga Peter who was doing it for a while. He was going like Dingy-Ren, you know. No, Dingy-Ren had the undefeated, right? The undefeated record. Like he had some wins in there and lots of draws. But Peter Varga had 75 draws in a row or something like that. I wonder what the all-time record in draws in a row is. I bet it's like a Hungarian IM. We've got a couple of them here. Kishpal does it too. He draws every single game. It's a way of keeping your rating over 2300. Karoy Tibor is doing it. If I can get my rating back over 2300, I can just start doing that. I have to play on a higher board, though. Alright, no, seriously. No respect for draws every game. Okay, we got 50 seconds to go. It's time to start. Tal drew a lot. Well, no, Tal had the normal percentage of draws. You know, I think. You know. He had the normal percentage of draws. Not too much, you know, not too little. Like the proper proportion. Probably like a third of his games were draws or something. I mean, it's like... That seems normal. I think the draws are an important part of the game. And just accept them and you move on. You don't like hate draws. I don't want to draw. I just lose instead. I hate that. Alright, so... Redusa up to 2300 now. Wow. Texas Pete, Zenchess, Sexectra, Sunkrism, Ludlud, Chessmitra, Yurun, Roslambear, and CGN, starting with 11 players, guys. Don't talk about the war, don't talk about food, and that's all I can ask. No London system. What are we going to play? Alright. Chigorin week. That was last week. We need to just play chess now. He plays the Sicilian all the time. But I mean, D4. What do we got? The Grunfeld. The Grunfeld. He was playing Grunfeld. I've been playing E4, 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 E4 like every single game, the last couple of weeks. But you know, sometimes it's good to just switch it up. You have a fresher perspective. Refresher perspective. Now we could berserk, but I'm certainly not gonna berserk the first game when I'm not even remotely warmed up yet. I always have played the Fianchetto system off and on against King's Indian Grunfeld. I don't know the CD knight takes d5 line too well. If I Gambito de Dama here, can I castle? Well, no, this is the main line. I had this the last time like 6 years ago. I really haven't played this too many. I mean, most people go with the C6 type stuff. I just, you know, I'm like everyone else. Rely on the Fianchetto sometimes just to have a safe king side. It's a safe way to play. You know, you're not trying to blow black out. C6 is really annoying. But I'm not sure it suits our opponent's style. We've played everything here. B3 is like a safe move. Another safe move. Ton of theory. CD4 means CD5. Your other 4, but yeah, my friend Zako Ilinchich used to specialize in that. You take and you play like E4 and put the knight on E2. But you need to know that. I mean, it's very sharp. You can't just like make it up. There's certain openings that are kind of strategically classic and straightforward, and you feel like you can kind of make it up. But that line, yeah, it's sharp. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. CD4. How do I play CD4? Anyway, rook e8 is a weird move. I don't know what the heck Black's doing. He gave up his center and played rook e8. That's extremely strange. That doesn't make any sense. What is Black doing here? Zero. It makes zero sense what he just did. How is he 2300? You play c6, you strengthen your center, and then you turn around and you play d takes c4 the next move, giving it up. That doesn't make sense. And then rook e8 is fine if you can play e5, but how are you going to play e5 when I have so much on it? You probably can't play e5. He clearly doesn't understand the system, what he's doing. You know, he's like, once I played b3, he was out of book. I mean, I got the feeling that he knows. He probably knows like cd5, cd5, but now after b3, he just doesn't know what to do. I was just seriously considering hanging a piece. I don't know why. I really want to hang a piece here. Trading queens, not ideal. But queen, you know, queen c2 walks into bishop f5. Queen c1 is also, you know, it's like substandard, you know, subterranean. Queen c1 protects. I don't want to just trade queens, you know, with queen b3. I mean, I guess my position is okay. Yeah, it would fix my pawn structure. I'm still much better. I don't know. It's not like an attacking position, so I think I could play queen c1. It's just a little awkward. You know, all of the other moves are awkward. I mean, you know, bishop c3 is awkward. Queen c1 is awkward. This is probably the number one move. If you trade queens, you fix my structure and you make one big island. But you would probably reduce some of the danger. Doesn't he have e5, d takes e5, knight g4? Don't you think it's kind of a weird question? Wouldn't I just take with a knight on e5? This is not the Budapest Gambit, man. What black did is ridiculous. Come on. You can play d takes c4, and if you want to play d takes c4, you play it on move 6. I mean, it's obvious. You know, you take here. That's a main line. You take on c4, I play knight a3, you play c3. Everybody knows this. I had this game with this kid. He's like an IM now, probably, an Israeli kid. Eli something. And I can't. There were two brothers that were quite strong back in 2017 in Budapest Spring Festival. Eli, I can't remember. All right, anyways, but you know, when you're playing like a Israeli kid, that's bad because like all the Israeli grandmasters play the Grunfeld. Like, which one of these guys is his coach? Avruk, Mikhailevsky. Okay, 94. Smirn. Everyone plays the Grunfeld who lives in Israel. Okay, 94. Gelfand, maybe not. No, he did. He did play the Grunfeld, I think. 94. What is this? Another unprincipled move. Our opponent specializes in unprincipled moves. He's an unprincipled move specialist. He hates principles. I'm not awake yet, but I mean, awake, yes, I'm awake, but I mean, like, chessically awake. You know, it's a special kind of mental state you have to reach. It's like a chess state of mind. I don't have the chess state of mind. I'm not awake in a chess sense, because I haven't played. Yesterday I was playing poker, and the only chess I played the last day or two was like really, really stupid offhand 3+2. I just want to develop my pieces. You have tactics based on knight c5 now? But the center is so strong. You know, I mean, this is horrible for black. Gelfand played Grunfeld and King's Indian. play c5, but I mean, the problem is like his position is just not good. He can solve some problems, but not all of them. C5 solves some problems and makes other problems. Fundamentally, he fucked his position up like, really badly with d takes c4. c5, dude. Look at my bishop on g2. I mean, this is and you're encouraging him to make moves now, influencing your game influencer. You encouraged him. You influenced him. You made him play c5. I don't know if that's good or bad. Arsenal is an influencer. Influencing my opponent's play. It's fine with me. Can he rip the pawn on d4? I can't sack a pawn? Well, I can. Should I? a4, pawn takes pawn. This might be annoying. Alright. Influencer. You told him to play it. Aren't you playing Arsenal fan? He deserves it because he does that, actually. I mean, he does that too. He does what you did. Redusa likes to wait on my Simul so there's one game left and like give suggestions to the opponents. That's his favorite thing to do. Okay. Well, I guess, what I can do. I mean, if I have to do it, I can go back. There's always that. Just go back. Go back where you came from. You got to defend d4? Okay, you go back. Whatever. I'm still better. Ruslan Bear already getting a win? What is that about? Who did he beat? Now he's playing Uber Driver. Oof. It's a French, and Uber Driver's white. In knight f6. It's a Rapport variation. Ruslan Bear versus Uber Driver. What is Ruslan Bear? He's playing the Rapport. He takes the bishop very solid. I think it's a weird choice to play the French against Uber, who plays the French himself. He really likes that French type of stuff. Classical player, the Uber Driver. He's classically dogmatic, but we love him anyway. And he never uses words longer than seven letters. Keep it simple. Stupid. Alright, so what's up? We're still better. The center is still there. And c5, it's half a dozen one, six of the other. You put pressure on my center, but you also open a long diagonal. So, I mean, it is the normal idea in the Grutfeld to play c5, but he played c6 and then c5. So it's still, he's keeping the tension. All right, long game. Pretty long game. All right, there you go. Now we're playing chess. What a move. Gotta love it. Knight b8. Gotta love that move. Wow. Unbelievable. Just an amazing move. Just in time. You want to play knight e5? That'll teach him to play knight e5. I mean, shit. That'll teach him to play knight b8. See, you start getting these like weird dementia type of symptoms. I'm like dyslexic. I've never been dyslexic. Chess Zebra, always here. Can you do a wellness check on Acerbate for us? Fly into Vegas. We need someone to do Schedule challenge. Schedule change. The analysis stream is still on Thursday. Redusa, how many principles can you break on like one game? Like fundamental principles. He tries to break every kind of fundamental principle. He's giving up his bishop for a knight on e5 now. The dude just loves breaking fundamental principles. Alright. He has given up the center, traded his bishop on e5, played c6, c5, given up the center, played knight b8. He's done all kinds of weird stuff all in one game. It's amazing. He'd leave Vegas and hasn't signed in since. No, we don't know he left Vegas. He just said his iPad, like he lost his iPad. He didn't lose his iPad, but he couldn't get it to work, or his keypad was locked or something. Maybe he couldn't log in. I don't know. We're gonna need a wellness check. You want me to find Asteroid for you? Yeah, Zenchess. You're quite a distance. I don't know. He said his iPad had keypad. He'd been keypadded. I don't know, whatever that means. Wow, so Redusa just lost a piece. That's kind of a weird blunder. You can find anyone on the internet? Really, Zenchess? That's kind of scary. You're in Bob territory. Oh, God. It's like Candyman. Don't say Candyman in front of the mirror or whatever. This is such a weird game. Okay. Back tournament. I'd rather you look for him than Bob. You can't even find Asteroid's Twitch account right now? He had a YouTube channel. He has a YouTube channel with a few videos with his dogs and stuff. And I just hope he hasn't been like arrested or like abducted by ICE or something. All right. He's an American citizen. He's not even like Hispanic. So I don't think he got arrested by ICE. All right, e4. Oh no, not some prism again. Oh God. All right. Where did you come from? How did he get here? How did he get here? Where did he come from? He wasn't even in the tournament. You haven't seen an ancient in 3 days? Wow. Oh no. Was this what I do here? Now I can't remember. Wow, he's like an expert on this? McCracken? Mr. McCracken. Calling on Mr. McCracken. He played A3. Okay. A3 is always a good sign, because that means they don't know what to do. He who hesitates is lost. Wow, the E5. In response to C5. Speaking of the Najdorf, that's what I like about the Kraken. It can kind of turn into a Najdorf. It was part of my, the Najdorf was really part of my inspiration for creating the Kraken. I was trying to like teach myself to play the Night Orf, and at the same time, I was thinking about this Kraken thing, and then I was realizing, hey, you know, you can get a kind of good Night Orf. That's one of the good things that can happen with this Kraken, Mr. McCracken, paging Mr. McCracken. He cleaned. He knows what he's doing. He knew what he was doing until move 5. It doesn't seem like that way anymore. He knew what he was doing until move 6, actually. But I think, like, I just forget because I have dementia that I've already played people. You know, I did this with, like, Mr. Slow a lot. When I play the same people again and again, I can't remember what I played against who. I've played a million, like, whatever, Danish gambits against Sun Prism. I don't even know what. No, he was doing Rosalimo? No, he's just playing too fast, is what he's doing. Your opponent left the game for like half a second. He's so quick, though. He has the quickness. The tension, you know, the tension. He has attention span problems. I want a castle. The question is when, really. Maybe I shouldn't castle. I can wait on... Though F5 can be dangerous in some positions, I'm a little concerned about F5. Knight G5, if I cut that out, check, King H1, H6, Knight G5. See, no brain, no pain, man. If you don't think, it's like easier. That's the thing I just realized this week about people who play for time. You know what it is? They're like fucking lazy, you know? It's really the laziest thing ever, trying to win on time. It really is. It's a product of laziness, because it means that you don't think about the game. You don't want to be bothered to play chess. You just want to like flag people. That's the easiest thing in the world. Oh, you're flagged, you're down. You know, that's not chess. That's why bullet and stuff is popular. People like brainless, you know, non-thinking activities, like watching YouTube videos. But his generation, Sun Prism is young, and he's part of the watching like videos on TikTok generation. The important thing is that he has more time than me. He got better for a while, but then like sort of stopped playing as much, and then when he came back, he was back to like playing fast again. No, this is just a new theory I came up with recently. Are you threatening C4? That actually is a little annoying. So, alright. He just makes every decision like instantaneously. Wonder if I should even take. Oh no, knight a4. Now I'm going to regret this. You're going to regret this. He's got 8 minutes. Dude, Chessybrook giving away moves. You're doing the acerbate thing. Did you say it after I played it? Bro, you gotta stop doing that. Don't do that. Earlier, Arsenal didn't do it as directly as suggesting a concrete move. You typed it after. You're like, knight a4 looks strong to me. He played it. I don't know, man. Alright. Boldly going where no man has gone before. So I like complaining about people not using their time properly. My time management was a little bit bad on Sunday. I had this game, and the problem was, I'll show you guys tomorrow. If you're interested in coming to the analysis stream tomorrow, I will present my game from Sunday, Arsenal's game, a game by Larson, and whatever else we get. But the point was, my opponent, well, I had like 3 possible opponents I had to prepare for, so to speak. The problem was, all of them are fairly inactive, and when I go to like ChessBase online, you know, normally I can find some kind of games from people. It's like ChessBase doesn't exist anymore, or what? Like, there were no games after 2024. So I'm like, dude, that was 2 years ago. How can they have no games? You are insane. So, anyway, to finish the story, so not only do I have 3 opponents, but like 2 of them, ChessBase is claiming that they have no new games since 2024. I'm like, dude, come on. So they probably have some games, but why are the games from like the Hungarian Team Championship not in there? There's like been 2 seasons. They should have like a bunch of games from the second, you know, the last 2 seasons. So I couldn't even find like the most recent games of these guys. And I just prepared based on the games I had up until 2024. And the guy that I played, the one that I ended up playing, what the hell is going on here? Queen e2. I don't understand. So, the guy I played had played like the lamest stuff against the Accelerated Dragon. He played Bishop e2, some kind of Nefidov, like classical Accelerated Dragon, some other like Potzer line where you know, he'd done it like 2 or 3 times. This like non-critical coffee house Potzer variations. And I'm like, perfect, you know, this is like perfect. I'll just play the Accelerated Dragon. He always plays something lame. So I play him, and the guy fucking plays the main line with like Bishop c4. I'm like, where did that come from? How does he play these lame variations against some losers and then go and play like the real variation against me? So I'm sitting there like, fuck, you know, I'm totally unprepared for this, expecting my opponent to play some lame thing, and he plays like the theoretical line, which I should know, but I haven't looked at in like 3 years or something. I end up playing a variation that I haven't looked at in 3 years. And so when I get to the critical position, which I studied with one of my students, again, like 3 years ago, I suddenly had all these doubts. I was like, oh man, I don't know if this works, how does this work? I'm sitting there trying to figure out how it works, like tactically. There's these sharp lines. And basically I spent like 30 of my 90 minutes like in the opening trying to understand how this thing works. I couldn't even figure it out. I was scared. And I thought I started to convince myself that I had fucked up, that I actually done something wrong. I had played the right way, but because I didn't know it like cold, I didn't have it like well memorized. I wasn't sure. I started to have these doubts creeping in. I wasted all this time. I almost bailed out and played something bad. Did the right move just like hoping that, it would work out. And then the guy didn't play the scariest line. And after the game, I said, oh, you should have played this. This looks really good. And then I look at it with the computer, and it turns out like, the way he played is safer, and it wasn't that good. But I couldn't calculate far enough. It was like I was scared. I thought that I had like messed up, and in fact I hadn't. But it doesn't matter if you don't know. So we'll see tomorrow in the analysis stream. I'll share with you guys this game. The guy played okay, in the opening. And then he allowed me this like very strong sacrifice where I got to sack 2 pieces for rook and 2 pawns. It was a good game. One of my best games in a while. But the problem was it left me behind on time, and because I wasted all the time in the opening, this is what I was talking about. Because I had wasted so much time in the opening, I later made some inaccuracies. That's like what Arsenal does to me all the time. Where you play fast, and I don't really agree with it, but, the effect is that sometimes a lot of you guys do this to me where I get, I use too much time, and it costs me later if I'm behind on time. So I ended up making a mistake around move 30 because he had like half an hour, and I had less than 10 minutes. So the argument is like, well, yeah, it's worth it to play fast if Amerigo accepted. So yeah, I get the argument, right? Playing fast is it's a strategy. I mean, and in rapid chess it's very tricky. It's really important to be kind of quick and rapid. But in classical chess, I think there's just way too many people who don't use their time effectively. I mean, even my opponent, bro. He had like a lost position with 30 minutes left. Close to a lost position. He was like minus 1.5 at move 30, and he's like got 30 minutes to my like 9. Well, what is the extra time? Is it really worth it? So you have to, it's a trade-off. I mean, nobody can play perfect moves, especially, in a faster game, but I think we've got to at least make the effort to try to play the best moves as much as realistically possible. I feel like too many people are just lazy. They say, oh, well, no, this is a practical approach. But in reality, they're just lazy, or they have ADD and they can't concentrate. You have to be able to concentrate deeply. So there was a guy who was going to play d4 against me. Luckily, I didn't get paired with him. I was concerned about him. Plays the London. Oh. He played the London among other things, but mostly d4. I really didn't want to face the d4 guy. Why is Reduce always plays d4? Okay. I was like, what do you do against d4 players? Yeah, it's a little more solid. This is basically slightly dubious for black, but it's a Nimzovich. He didn't bite. Bite this. D6. There was this time in Zalakaros where I lost to Kovalenko in the first round, and the dude is like, he's fighting in the Ukrainian war now. I don't know if he's even still alive. I guess he is, but he's a monster, and he's a rapid monster. And he's like 27. He was almost 2,700. But the thing that was amazing was he was playing classical like it was rapid. So I hadn't played in like a long time. Played him first round. He used like 25 minutes for the whole game, and I didn't use my time, and so he like basically flagged me. I started to make mistakes when I got low on time. He flagged me in a classical game. But what happened later was interesting. He tried to do the same thing to Mikalevsky, and Mikalevsky also used all his time, but Victor is a pro, and Victor, even though he got really, really low on time, he was able to pull this guy's, he was able to refute this guy's shit. I mean, he beat him in a nice game, getting really low on time. So, it goes both ways. If your opponent is strong enough, they're not going to fall for your flagging strategy, It worked against me, but it didn't work against the GM. And, so you got to decide when and where you can do that kind of stuff. I think I had this once before. It's like my game with Kojak. Kojak. Do you hate the London enough that you would actually play poorly against it? No, I played it, but I mean, I played it against some guy in the Youth World Senior a couple years ago. I enjoyed beating it. Actually. No. I would welcome the challenge. It's fine. So we had this before, and this is a position that's interesting. There's more than one way to skin the proverbial Mr. Coffee. By the way, guys, if you donate, Mr. Coffee's the stream boss. If you follow, donate, subscribe, it takes away Mr. Coffee health. So you can give up the bishop and play for dark squares, or you can take the light square bishop and, just say, well, I've got a bishop. I like this strategy better. I'm a dark square kind of guy. Dark meat, turkey. Right. So we had this before with Kojak. I had some game with Kojak Adam, who's a good player. He's a Hungarian GM. Really favorite son of the Hungarian Chess Federation for quite a while, although I never really understood why. The Hungarian Chess Federation seems to support certain players more than others. There's like a lot of politics involved. There's a couple young players who seem to get more support than others, I've noticed. I guess that's the case everywhere. I had a game with him 2020 or 2021. I can't remember. Rigo died of COVID. He was organizing this tournament, and at the Buddha Castle, right during the middle of COVID, right as COVID was starting, it must have been 2020. So everybody started masking and stuff. And I remember Janos Rigo was like 75 and he had like health problems. And he was just standing there like, didn't even take any precautions. Anyway, that was it. RIP. He was friends with Fischer. He was an interesting guy. I guess when you get a certain age, you figure like, oh well, when it's my time, it's my time. So I'm gonna play. We have a lot of strong players in this tournament. Texas Pete, 22 plus. Staffvargen, 22 plus. Uber Driver around 22, or should be. Saxac Draw, 22. Zen Chess, 22 plus. Redusa, 2300. Jesus. This is quite a different game from the first one you played against me. I did a similar sacrifice like that at the World Theater 2 years ago, and it just didn't work. But maybe it's okay here. I can take the pawn and try to hang on to it. I mean, either way, my structure is kind of shot, right? If I take on c5, he plays what? Knight a4? Then knight f6. So I figure I might as well take, right? Allowing him to take on d6 is no better. But the computer probably isn't going to like this pawn sack. I think it's a reasonable try. Something I might do. He's trying to create a more open position for the two bishops. Knight e4 is nice, but he can't play knight e4 and take c5 because he, you know. But Chessiever, try not to give away moves, okay? You're doing it again. You really gotta, like, I'm gonna have to put the stream on like a delay or something. You could say, well, that's an obvious move, but still, you know, one man's obvious move might not be. We're gonna have to put a muzzle on Chessiever. Maybe I'll have to time you out. Although, you know, it's cool that he's contributing, right? A lot of people don't even analyze with us. Wow, bishop g4, that's quite a move. So I have to decide, you know, how much I'm willing to. You know, I'm not that worried about the pawn. You know, I think I've got to give it up. Actually, I have knight f6. Bishop f8 is too much. You know, we're going to get Schumacher, f4. You can have the pawn back. I already said knight a4 myself. Have you thought about being like a hypnotist or something? I believe everything you say. Two Bs or not two Bs? Well, he just cashed in his two Bs. Reduce's playing a very positional game. Very principled and positional game after that first game that was very odd. But black is fine here. You know, okay, I have a worse structure, but my knight on d4 is great, so it's equal. The master of structure. Master of puppets. First of all right, no good can come of my king being on g8. If I have to play f5, I don't want to be worried about some kind of check. Now he can try anti-positional f4. f4 takes, bishop takes d4. Not a huge fan of that move. Timed out guy resubs. I don't see any resubs. Give you a timeout. Well, timeouts don't last that long. You can withstand. I mean, no respectable member of the stream. Actually, Move 11 has like never been timed out. He's like the most polite founder of all. One of the only people on the stream. I mean, at least Mr. Coffee, I think I've timed him out accidentally. Oh, you were? Okay. You were too? Alright, I know I've definitely timed out Mr. Coffee by mistake. I think I unmodded him too. Alright, so great game by Redusa. But why do I keep playing the highest rated player? That's really annoying. He's like a totally different animal from the first game. He was like, I'm sleepy. I'm really sleepy. Say that again. You certainly were. He's not sleeping anymore. You've also been banned once by mistake. No, that's what I meant. Jess Ebert subscribed with Prime. All right, I won't time you out today. There's Mr. Coffee's health. Watch it go down. Mr. Coffee, Mr. Hoffy. 4290. How do you feel? You just took a major hit there. 250 hit points. Texas Pete with 4. The mysterious Texas Pete. Seems like a very solid hombre. And also has a decent bullet rating. He's 2,700 in correspondence rating of 14 games. Okay, I have a very serious question. How do you get to 2,700 in correspondence, Texas Pete, in 14 games? God, it took me like a year to get to a year. It took me like my whole life to get to like 2,300. 2,700. Wow, Queen G4. That's the highest correspondence rating I've ever seen, Texas Pete. Since almost no one plays correspondence, I mean, it's hard to find opponents that you would like crush that are 2,300. That's insane. Dude, you won most of your games versus lower rated players. How would you get to 2,700? Are you serious? Like, to get to 2,700, you have to beat like 2,400s. I mean, that's crazy. You only have like 14 games. Why would like 2,400s play you if you're like provisional or unrated or whatever? That's really weird. I literally had to start at 1,500 and work my way up. I don't do them anymore, but wow, F5. Yeah, I don't know. This queen move is weird. Maybe I just play H5. Is he like trying for some sort of cheapo here or something? I don't know what to do. I think I'm just gonna play like Rook B8. He's just hanging the exchange. Yeah. Alright, this is no time to fall asleep. Let's trade queens. I've definitely never seen anyone with a 2,700 rating here in correspondence. But not many people play it. I hate when people challenge me to like correspondence like one day matches. Like, if you can't access the site for one day, you like resign. I mean, that's stupid. It's got to be at least 3 days if you're going to do correspondence. But it's very tedious. It's a rare animal that plays correspondence and bullet. Bullet correspondence. That would be funny. Okay. That's it. This is a tedious grind. Up the exchange, but he won't give up. And he never resigns. Although in an arena, I don't think it's a good strategy. So I'm losing this pawn anyways. What price pawn? Alright, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a pawn. I don't think I can defend it anyway, so I'm going to lose a pawn. Yeah, well, I haven't played any correspondence games in like a couple of years, so maybe the situation has changed. But I was just accepting challenges from like random people, you know. So if you start out with a low rating, it's gonna be very hard to get to 2,700, if not impossible. All right. So first off, the bishop's got to go. A6, A4. What a move. Okay, we got to do this. Not really the spirit of the arena. He resigned. All right, now that's it. Good. Can I play someone other than like the highest rated player in the tournament, maybe, for one game? I'm gonna just like wait, pause for a minute, so that like Redusa gets paired with someone else, so I don't have to just keep playing the single highest rated player over and over again. Maybe we'll just pause for a minute. All right, or just the same player for that matter. I don't even care like who I play, but I don't want to play the same player like 20 times in a row. Incognito. Oh, okay. You're incognito. Nito, for short. The GDR got its last medal in the male chess Olympiad in 1995. That's funny. That is funny. Incredible. GDR. The Austro-Hungarians were second. All right. We're gonna rejoin the arenas. The arena. So look out for Uber Driver. He's very dangerous. Hopefully I get paired with him. Texas P does a perfect score. Chess Mitra, 4 points. Ruslan Bear, 1 out of 3. Guys, who doesn't miss Astrobate? Zen Chess, are you still with us? How hard is it to like reset your Apple account if you like lose access to your Apple account? I bet Zen Chess isn't an Apple guy. He knows everything about the internet though. Is he gone? Oh no, he lost. Oh no, Zen Chess lost to Texas Pete. Oh, that might be bad. Black timed out. What happened? He like got disconnected. Maybe he lost his internet. I'm asking him questions about the internet and he lost his game on time. Zencha said he was ordering Indian food. Maybe he had to go answer the door. How's Indian food in Nebraska anyway? Since it takes 30 years to complete the tournament, they're actually still going for a repeat. No, really, I mean, I guess those correspondence things did take a matter of years. Traditional correspondence tournaments, like the Golden Knights and whatnot. I never actually played a rated correspondence tournament, but I was old enough to. I mean, certainly, I thought about it. I was tempted. I was on multiple occasions like close to like registering and playing, but I just didn't quite have the incentive. Ultimately, I was too lazy. Zen Chess is no longer in the building. The Apple lockout thing can be kind of permanent. Oh fuck. I mean, I'm just saying, like, what would happen then? You know, you have to create a new account. You have to go to Apple, show them your like passport, and be like, "Look, I'm locked out of my account. I need to make a new account." I assume. Poor Asteroid he said his iPad. He was like, "Yeah, there's some kind of thing about the new iPad, so some kind of keypad issue, and so maybe it initially was like an issue that wasn't his fault, but maybe he did something like that. You know, like you're talking about. You know, maybe he tried because the keypad thing was like has a bug. Maybe he did something to lock himself out permanently. But he hasn't been here in 2 weeks. I would guess like even if you locked out of your account forever, they could make you a new one if you just. It's probably a huge pain. So I think that's where he is now, or he was arrested. We're hoping it's not the latter. His like roommate kept threatening him to call the police and stuff every time they had a fight. I mean, or you know, had a disagreement or issues. You know, so it seemed like it was kind of. He lived in a sort of situation where his landlord or roommate or whatever you call it, like the owner of the place where he lived. I'm sure masturbate's difficult, but I think the guy was kind of taking advantage of him a little bit, you know, leveraging this over him a lot. Like every time his dogs did something bad, or you know, he would threaten to like call the police or like kick him out or something. Landlords are great. Living with your landlord. People are bad. I mean, they can take advantage of people. I think the guy kind of takes advantage of him in a way. He pays, you know, to live there, but then he can keep leveraging this like threat to kick him out. And so he was under a lot of pressure all the time. If you don't do what I want you to do, you know, I'll call the cops on you. All right. Now we're playing a new opponent, finally. Okay, so that worked. You're rude. Sveshnikov Maestro. So I don't know. I like playing different stuff. I don't want to play e4 all the time. We had a d4. I don't like feeling like... I'm not feeling like berserking. I like the longer game. You guys are welcome to berserk. Tip your landlord. Yesterday I won a poker tournament and we had to tip the dealers. I mean, you're supposed to tip the dealers. We did like a 3-way chop of this poker tournament, and honestly, I never really know exactly how much you should tip in that situation. I don't know, it seems weird to even have to tip the dealers. It's not like a cash game. In a tournament situation, it's totally different. They should get paid. I mean, you're already paying like a premium to play. I mean, I don't know, man. That's the expectation. I don't want to be cheap, so I tip them, but that's like, I tip them like, you know, how much? 8% of my prize or something. You don't tip deep, but trust me, Mr. Coffee. Like when you win the World Series of Poker, or I mean, like when I like won an EPT prize. I don't know if they still do it, but at like one point they would like, you know, when I cashed in the main event, they like practically like strong arm you to the like to the cash cage and they guilt you into tipping them, you know. I mean, you're basically like strong armed into tipping them. I know they didn't do that the last times when I played in Prague, but they did it in Copenhagen when I played. Maybe they just do it with the main event. I don't know. Like one dealer would go with everyone, and you're like guilted into tipping them. It's really weird. But here in Hungary, it's like poverty world. I mean, so. But I'm like after paying the dealers, paying my like bill for drinks and food. You know, that's like 10% of my prize was gone. Anyway, how did we get on this subject? Tip your landlord. I had a game like this back in the 90s against a guy in Boston. It was actually the Harvard Open, I believe, around 1990, 94. Probably the exact same position or extremely close to this position against Dan Woods. He was a really nice guy. He was like 2100. 5% maybe. Let's see, yesterday I tipped like 7.5% or something. 6.7%. So, well, you can always do this in these kind of Queen's Gambits, but now I'm like committed to castling Queenside or not castling. Probably not castling Kingside very much here. Anyway, I had a game with Dan Woods. Dan Woods was a really nice guy. He used to play at the Boylston Chess Club in the 90s. And the weird thing about the guy was that he was extremely nervous. Extremely nervous. He was like, and when you talk to him, he was extremely nervous. Like he had been traumatized or something. He was super nice. Super nervous. And he was always in time pressure, of course. He's like worried about everything. Good player. I mean, actually, Uber driver would remember Danny Woods. He died. Wasn't that old. He was probably a little older than Uber driver and definitely older than me. And tipping culture. Couture. So if I castle, keep couture. I wonder if there's any benefit in exchanging on d5. I think objectively this is probably a mistake. I should just trade bishops and play g4. Maybe there's nothing that black can do. He's just got a bad game. He's too passive. You know, Chigorin is like, he's a little bit like Chigorin, right? He has a very good defense to e4, but no good defense against d4. The sign of someone who's studied like classical players. Chigorin, you would have done well in the late 1800s. Chigorin also had to like make shit up against d4. He was very good against e4. Chigorin's Sveshnikov is good. The Sveshnikov is good. I mean, it's just good. Period. You don't need any other opening. But this Queen's Gambit is too passive. Another thing, you play the Stonewall. It's not terrible, true. But I guess you get bored of just doing that. Yeah, the Stonewall's not too bad. It's actually not too bad. You basically turned it into a Stonewall after everything's said and done. We've been doing good this week. I won a poker tournament. We chopped 3 ways. I won my game. Really good game on Sunday. The last 2 rounds before that in the Hungarian Team Championship, I won and drew a strong player. I final tabled another poker tournament at a poker club a few weeks ago. Another sit and go I busted. But anyway, chess and poker. Live chess and poker has been going good lately. And, man, Mr. Coffee, if you don't buy me any, like, USCF membership, I'm hoping to get my FIDE rating back over 2300. We've got 3 matches left in the Hungarian Team Championship, and I'm hovering around 2295, and I still think that I'm underrated. I need to kill like 2 or 3 more people, you know, to get back to a respectable FIDE rating. But I have to. I mean, these guys are weak. I'm playing like board 6 of, and my average opponents are between like 21 and 2300, but closer to like 22. Your TV certification lapsed? Oh no. What does that mean? You can't like illegally like register people anymore? Is that how you did it? You illegally like gave me, why didn't you give me a lifetime membership? Dude, I would have never forgiven you for that. My best friend in high school got a lifetime USCF membership when we were in high school, and can you rescind your lifetime USCF membership? Like your citizenship? I'd like to rescind my membership, please. I'd have to do that to make them stop taking my points away. I was also thinking another thing. I might, you know, at some point want to like, if I ever wanted to go back to the States to play, even on a partial basis, you know, you might want to change your federation to Hungary. And then I could like Naj Gabor is going to New York all the time, playing in some GM tournaments. It's crazy, you know. I'm surprised he hasn't been like deported. He's probably in IC custody now, but he like goes to New York, plays in some GM tournament, and then flies back to, you know, he flies back to Hungary. He's probably getting paid like almost nothing. I mean, but it's like funny to, you know, why not? I mean, what else is he gonna do? You got a foreign title. As an IM, I could probably get to play in some good tournaments. Oh, I hate that, dude. I hate that, Jesse, bro. I know. I had this like breakfast place I went to back in October when I met Mr. Coffee. Or November, whenever I was there. No, when it was, October, September, October. Yeah, there was this breakfast place, and they have like a tip jar, you know. Ugh. Yeah, providing tips for no service. They make TDs do the safe sport training for sexual harassment yearly. Oh my god. And US Chess makes you pay $50 a year. Of course they do. Oh my god. Well, that's because they're like paying, you know, probably millions of dollars in like lawsuits to, you know, Susan Polgar and Jennifer Shahadi or something. They have to pay off all the sexual harassment lawsuits. So now you have to pay. You have to pay the sexual harassment training for them, because they're busy paying all their money to these people who like sued USCF. Oh, I was harassed by Alejandro Ramirez. Come on, bro. That's the biggest load of crap I ever heard. If it's talking, yeah, yeah, it's of course terrible if he like harassed some children or something. But Jennifer Shahadi like suing the USCF, come on, bro. That's just a scam. Right up to Susan Polgar. Let's sue the USCF. It's so disgusting. Whatever. I mean, it's an incumbent organization, but they provide service for the country for chess. I mean, nobody should be like suing them. I mean, it's just gross. She was just like mad that Alejandro, I guess, got a better deal at the St. Louis or whatever. Not to make light of sexual harassment, like seriously, but like I said before, Alejandro Ramirez was never any threat to Susan, or whatever, Jennifer Shahadi. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm not going to sack here. You ruin your defending well. I could see suing the St. Louis Chess Club, though. She probably did that, too. But I'm glad if someone sues them. Stupid Singfield, billionaire, right wing. I would never play at their club. What's his name? Josh Hawley supporter? Disgusting. Alright, we're finally breaking through. That was a tough one, man. Jeroen really hanging tough. And he's still not even down a pawn yet. Good decision. You go to get no insurance from the USCF for anything. You assume all liability. Oh my god, I hung my c5 pawn with check. Wow, good to know. Alright. We're still better. Yeah, but I mean, like, that's crazy. You know, at that point, like, no one is going to be a tournament director now. Are you serious? That's insane. If the U.S. Chess Federation doesn't have, like, some kind of liability, they probably can't even get an insurer. I mean, it's crazy, like, that kind of... It doesn't exist in other countries, you know? Is this happening in Germany? Is this happening in Hungary? Is this happening in Spain? You can't have a chess director because, like, they might get sued by someone for sexual harassment. That's crazy, you know? It doesn't make any sense. Some ambulance chasing, like, chess parents or something? I should just take on G7. Can't. Jeroen is a tough defender. It's the chess director's fault. It's the tournament director's fault. They should assume all liability. You won't have any chess tournaments anymore if you don't have chess tournament directors. Maybe they can have AI directors now. Has AI been sued for sexual harassment yet? Probably. Would I play in a billionaire's chess club who supports Josh Hawley? Are you serious? Of course not. You're not going to be like one of these people who's like, you can't, you know, confuse politics with chess. Chess, I've tried to explain this to other people. Chess is way more close to politics because it's art. We're talking about art, not just a sport, but chess is art. So absolutely, I would never support someone like Sinkfield. Check. But I mean, some people have no morals, so, they'll take money from anyone. I mean, where do you draw the line? Do you play in the Kremlin, official Kremlin tournament? Would I go to play an Aeroflot right now with Putin, for example? What's ultimately the difference between playing in the chess club of St. Louis, Sinkfield, and playing the Aeroflot Open? This is not because of any sexual harassment, but I think that chess is an art, and art requires and is very connected to culture, and if we don't protest as artists, I think that we're making a big mistake. Chess is not tennis, and then you could even argue that tennis is an art, okay? But I'm not playing the Aeroflot Open again, and I'm not playing in St. Louis with a right-wing billionaire running the USCF. And not even that. I mean, the dude took over the U.S. Chess Federation, hijacked everything. I mean, the entire Chess Federation was hijacked by him even before all of the sexual harassment stuff. It's horrible, dude. I hate the St. Louis Chess Club and everything that stands for. But Gary Kasparov or whoever, none of these guys care. They just care about money, ultimately. How can Gary Kasparov sit there and be like Mr. Democracy and play at the St. Louis Chess Club? Has anyone ever written an article for the New York Times about that? How is Gary Kasparov, a liberal supporter of supposed liberal supporter of democracy, how can he justify playing in a right-wing billionaire's chess club? It's just disgusting, You can't defend that. Because Kasparov he's a liberal Democrat when it's convenient for him, but he's not when it's about getting rid of Putin or whatever. But I don't think he's, as deeply invested as he should be. We can't just take money from every random billionaire and put it in our pocket. I'm sorry that there's not many sponsors for chess, but who would do such a thing, Chess Ibra? Now you got the spirit. All right. Do my pawns have immunity or not? Oh no, e6. Oh no. Oh, what a beautiful move. Damn, you're like the tattletale in elementary school who just got scolded. Chess Ibra. He just got scolded for doing that, and now he's telling other people. Anyway, chess is an art and a sport. What did Bronstein say? Well, a lot of people have made this kind of quote. But artists are expected to protest for political reasons. But ultimately, I guess you're just a sportler if you'll play anywhere for the money. It's like the guys who play for Saudi Arabia in golf. What's it called? Let's play in Saudi Arabia. you know, with the money of that's a sport, but still, I mean, you got a guy who's like murdered a journalist, had him chopped up in the Turkish embassy. I mean, the Saudi embassy in Turkey. So you think it's okay to play in his golf, you know, the Saudi Golf League? Seriously? Get some like ethics. I mean, some of the professional golfers still have some ethics. Playing every opening GG. Oh, at Happy Pawn. I use made chess horses a lot. This is a kid. I'm a kid. Incognito. I'm not going to play in the Saudi Golf League. I'm not going to play the Arafat Open, and I'm not going to play at Sinkfield's Chess Club for sure. But it's the same thing, you know. Supporting, you know, right-wing political candidates isn't quite the same as chopping people up, but it's close. In many cases can result in the same thing. Alright, so anyway, that's our political lesson for today. Sparkle Horse in first place, Texas Pete, Chess Mitra, Stepvargan, Uber Driver. Uber Driver's been quiet. He didn't respond. How do we get health points to Mr. Coffee? What are you doing? You're supposed to take his points away. He's at 40, 20, 90. 42, 90 even. We're supposed to get his points away. What do you mean give him points? Only Mr. Coffee can give Mr. Coffee points. He can pay his $50 tournament director fund. Use that money he saved from not being a tournament director to support the stream. You have to donate to increase my health bar. I like this. You know, it's funny. I didn't know that. You know, we didn't know that was how it worked. I don't even know how we figured it out. Like, Astrobate, Arsenal knew. Did he know that? Like, or we just discovered it by accident? Maybe Arsenal just donated a few bits, and I didn't know. Has anyone else seen the feature on another stream? Chess Mitra. Oh, Jeroen's playing the Bird Larson. Withers away. We have no TD. He's official tournament director. I think he was trying to off himself from Stream Boss. He tried to de-Stream Boss himself. Yeah, he probably got mad at me for talking about, like, criticizing anti-vaccine people. Alright, Reduce 8 again? Come on, bro. We're just gonna play you every single game? This is getting old. This is my third game against Reduce 8. You think? Not only far right, but, you know, we're talking conspiracy theory stuff. But, you know, okay. You're entitled to have your opinions. Don't start, Eric Thread. Are you a provocateur or what? You're not even a subscriber. You can't start any scandals here. Don't provoke anyone. If you subscribe, maybe we'll let you, like, be provoking people. But stirring the pot isn't good. Is Arsenal fan not playing? No, he was here earlier. I don't know if I should play Bishop H6 this early. That's unbelievable. E3 was played by White. E3. Because he doesn't want to trade bishops. It's an interesting reaction, though. He like, has a certain... I mean, it's so weird to play E3. but I guess there's certain logic to it. You can try to say, well, I'll play bishop b2 and my bishop will be good. I can always just go back to g7 anyway, so. h4. Yeah, this is weird, dude. Redusa has these weird, like... Actually, this is probably justified here. But I should mention that he plays h4 almost every game where he's white and the queen pawn, which is pretty bizarre, you know? It's not a move like you play every game. I admittedly played h4 in an earlier game today with white and d4, but there are certain fetishes that people have. Chess fetishes, I'm talking about. I think it's important to be flexible, and ultimately this is a closed Sicilian in reverse. That's what it is, actually. So anyways, I think h4 is valid here. The setup is valid. Sack Draw, thank you for donating. Gift sub, going to Flawless Corruption. You don't see the thing that is wrong with... I don't think it's wrong, you know. It was just surprising how he auto-played that, you know what I mean? Without even thinking about it. It was an auto-play. He's making my bishop look silly. Well, his bishop looks silly, bro. I think that both of our bishops... His bishop is attacking his own pawn. You serious? My bishop looks silly? I'm attacking his pawn. That's called a bad bishop, dude. My bishop is not a bad bishop. Mine is an active bad bishop outside the pawn chain. I'm attacking his pawn. So I think yeah, it's silly, but not as silly as his is. Excellent point. But I'm talking about these not herky-jerky, just knee-jerk, that's it, knee-jerky moves where you're just like playing it automatically. Acerbate, of course, one of the worst. With the knee-jerk sort of fetish moves. We just do h4 in every game, or, you know, whatever it may be. You guys might, why are you saying this? Why do you criticize everyone? That's my job. I'm here to try to help everyone play better chess and help myself. And also to help myself to learn how to play. And I'm thinking about the game and how to play better. Now what do I do, right? If knight g5, it might be hard to lose that. So I was thinking, we got a weird element to this position here. I'd love to hover my mouse over the resign button. It always goes there. Sex Draw, thanks for the gift sub. You gifted 2 gift subs. Wow, second one. The last G-Man. Dude, you're going to crush Mr. Coffee's health. Mr. Coffee's health. Bro. He's addicted. Sex Draw just subscribed as well. Mr. Coffee, are you okay? You just lost like 750 health. Those 3 subs. Thank you, Sex Draw. Man, Mr. Coffee, are you alright? You might need a refill. Sex Draw subscribed for 24 months. Earlier, Move 11 subscribed for 105 months. 105. Your perspective is 1700, guy. I'd look at it too superficially. Well, Chessy, I remember you being stronger than that. I thought your rating was higher than that. But maybe 1700 over the board. You played pretty tough against me. You're usually a watcher, though. Mr. Coffee, are you okay? Are you feeling all right? He was threatening knight g5. Once he gets in there, it's like a Roach Motel. If he gets knight g5, knight e6, I'm in trouble. So knight h3 is a good move. He's playing the black side of an e6 closed Sicilian here. But there's also this dynamic of this weird sort of... Now here's an irony for you. After the e3, the flippant e3, he's now playing e4. Can you believe that? Oh my God. So what's the difference now? Your rook can take? No, your rook was already available there. Now you're suddenly deciding to play e4. Wait, the h4 pawn is hanging. Oh no. You know, I saw it before and then I forgot about it. So I have queen takes h4. But I should exchange on c1 first. Probably. That brings his rook in the game, but... Or queen. I have to do this. Either take on c1 or take on h4 right away. Well, I don't want to end up with like my knight on h6. So I guess, you know, this isn't so big a deal. I don't like how quickly he played that move. The hell is that? This is some kind of tactical concept where he wants to... I take with the pawn and he plays queen g5, forcing exchange of queens. And then his knight has access to e6 and h7. Wow, what was that? We got a hype train incoming. I don't get these weird random hype trains. We had a couple of effects. 5 or 6 normal tournaments. Pawn takes g4, queen g5. I'm in an endgame. I got like h6 there. But if I take with a queen, I can keep the better pawn structure. Access to the e6 square. I play h6. Yeah, I don't know. The e6 takes. I don't mind the endgame. He's ahead of me on time. Texas Pete is just still... He doesn't lose. Fuck, does he ever lose? He's berserking? Texas Pete has 55,000 games. That's a lot. Most of them correspondence. That's why he's 2,700. Guys, gift, sub, or cheer to level up. Don't forget to support your local right-wing billionaire. And say hi at the St. Louis Chess Club, where I've never been and I never will be. I like trying to make St. Louis the center of chess. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is the most random place ever. Why not, like, Kansas or, I don't know, Tennessee or something? East Coast, baby. Alright, knight takes g5, h6, attacking the knight. Yeah, man, your knight's attacked. Come on. King e7. I just see king e7, knight a6. What's the problem? I don't need to play knight a6, only if he goes knight b5. So my next move is king e7. And then we'll see what happens. Oh, wow. You were banned from chat at St. Louis? Well, they were banned from Lead Chess for a long time because of the scandal. For saying what? Free the Grandmaster? Well, I think, you know. This is a sensitive issue. I wouldn't have known he was autistic if you didn't like say it 10 times. But you seem to be making your point. But people are very sensitive about that. You typed free Christopher? Wow. You can't make a protest like that and then complain when they chat ban you. I mean, you're kind of asking for it. It's a controversial thing to do. I mean, protests are controversial. You gotta expect, you know, some kind of answer. I mean, that's not surprising. All right, next up, knight a6. And now the move you've all been waiting for. Now wait a second. I could play king f6. You know, I should have thought of that before. I hadn't really realized that was a possibility. King f6. King f6. Well, you'll just go... I have to play h5. It would have been an idea before. I'm not looking for controversy. I just don't want anything to do with them. But I don't think his excuse is that he was autistic, you know. I think that the guy just is a probably, you know, spoiled kid, and I don't know. Nepo baby. I mean, a lot of these kids, dude, are autistic or not. I mean, they're just like really probably very arrogant and think that they're God's gift to the world. I don't know him personally, but you know what he did seemed bad, so I don't know why you're defending him so much. But I'm not sure, you know, connecting the fact that he has autism has anything to do with it. You know? I mean, it seems like any kid could have done what he did. It's just like a kid thing to do, you know? I just don't know. That's a connection that I don't know, you know, we can make or not. I need to know more information about him. Has he had other problematic behaviors in the past? I don't think you need to have autism to do that, you know. For a guy, you know, yeah, I don't know. But it seems like he deserved a punishment. So, regardless of whether he has autism or not, I mean, I don't know how long it lasts or whatever, but need more info on that one. But you're the first person I've heard refer to him as the autistic kid, though I don't really follow the thing. But this guy's not going to be 2700 USCF if he's like severely disabled, obviously. I mean, I think that there are a lot of autistic chess players and you don't go around hitting people and, like, you know, clearly it was an extreme thing he did. This is a kind of philosophical argument at some point. I think you should drink more whole milk and have RFK on the case. Alright, looks like Reduso's losing it. He couldn't find a plan. Chess causes autism. 100% scientific proof. You heard it first here. It's not the only cause, but it is the most common cause of autism. Chess itself. All right. Just make sure to take it easy on the raw milk. Here we go. King G5? Oh, I fucked up. I got distracted. That's not fair. I got distracted by my own comments. Tylenol. I don't understand how, like, Tylenol... Mr. Coffee's worried about getting sued for being a term injector. How hasn't Tylenol, like sued the shit out of RFK Jr. by now? You have no scientific basis for claiming that Tylenol, like, causes stuff like this. I mean, wouldn't he be, like, vulnerable to that? I mean, I don't understand. Don't tell me that RFK Jr. is, like, he's immune from prosecution or something. He's not like Trump. All right. We don't need any of that, Eric the Red. You're getting banned pretty soon. At some point, it's just like you're trying to provoke me. Are you serious? You have 5 seconds to explain what you're trying to say there. You mean snorting coke off the toilet seat? Alright, dude, whatever. I don't know what your deal is. You've been smoking too much coke. Clearly. He's gone. And he wanted to be gone. I don't know why, necessarily. But I think it's pretty clear at this point. Some people just want to be gone. What can you do? You want to be gone? You want to be gone? Be gone. Not my problem. Be gone. Check. Check. I mean, he's been on my stream a number of times, dude, Chess Zebra. And he's never behaved like that before. This is not a new kid, dude. He's acting out a lot today. We've seen him on the stream. He's acted weird before, but nothing like this. Conservative, dude? There's nothing conservative about supporting RFK Jr. He was running for president as a fucking Democratic candidate. Are you serious? Let's not confuse populism and opportunistic people with conservatism, you know. It's ridiculous. I have nothing against people that are conservative. This is a big problem. You know, I mean, to sit there and try to call RFK Jr. conservative is like absurd. You know, the guy's just a grifter. I mean, there's no other word for it. What do you mean? He was running for president. He was running for president. He was running for president, like, against Joe Biden. He wanted to be president as a Democrat. Are you serious? What planet are you from? This is just a few years ago. Like, Kennedy, you know the name Kennedy? Do I have mate? He is the worst Kennedy, but, you know. He's been ostracized by his whole family. No, the guy is a grifter. Come on. 1 minute he's running for the primary for the Democratic presidency. The next minute he's like Trump's Health secretary. Are you serious? Just a guy who's interested in making money and having power. I mean, it's absurd. How could a conservative, no real conservative would defend RFK Jr.? That's some kind of cultist. I have no problem with people who have truly conservative viewpoints. But you let a grifter be president of the United States, and then another grifter, and another grifter, and another grifter, and another grifter. That's not about conservancy. I mean, or being conservative or Republicans, bro. This is not about us and them. These are predators and criminals, you know. No real Republican would vote for Donald Trump. I mean, dude, whatever. They're all gone. I mean, it's just a cult now. Don't bring up the word conservatism. That has nothing to do with what's happening. Though people use it in the media, you know. They use it in the media. They like to use it, throw it around. Conservatives, liberals, it's totally overused. The libs. You know, why are you getting me started? Why don't you play, Chessy, bro? Chessy Bro's just here for the... You're not as bad as Eric the Red, but you are more interested in politics than chess. Well, you're a little bit interested in chess. Alright. Stapfargan. More than Bob, anyway. Stapfargan. We channeled Bob again. One more Bob. You're like my wife when she doesn't want to, like, do her work. Starts cleaning everything. I'm like, you don't want to do your work. The Stonewall attack. Does anyone else find cleaning to be very therapeutic? Like washing the dishes, some kind of repetitive? Very therapeutic. The other day I was like washing my hair and I realized that I was almost in like a trance. When I take a bath or something and I like wash my hair, I just start thinking about things, you know. You like relax. You do something that's repetitive. You like rinsing your hair or washing the dishes or something. Water is very relaxing, but here we go again. I realized I like doing these repetitive tasks for relaxation. You could like hypnotize yourself by just like rinsing your hair for like 5 minutes or something with like nice relaxing warm water. I'm almost going into like a hypnotic trance and I start like not even realizing I'm just sitting there like and trying to remember things that I never normally have the time to sit there and think about. It's almost like a hypnotic trance. You have a complex. Oh, sorry. The all-important what's it called? St. Louis Chess Club? I don't know how you can live without it. You, an Arsenal fan, can have like a club to rehabilitate people that have been chat banned. Like Alcoholics Anonymous for people that have been chat banned. Chat banners Anonymous. What should we call it? People that have been traumatized by being chat banned. You should sue the St. Louis Chess Club for emotional distress. Dude, totally in there with you. Go for it. Sue their ass for emotional distress. I knew this guy. I don't know if he's still there. I'm not going to mention names, but I knew a guy who lived in Boston for a long time, and he moved to St. Louis to work at the St. Louis Chess Club. And it was really weird because he's actually like, for me, it was weird. He was living in Boston, like the most liberal city ever, next to San Francisco, for years. And he's like, by descent, he's Arabic. So I'm like, how the fuck do you like move from Boston to St. Louis if you're used to living in a liberal city and you're Arabic? I can't imagine that, you know. I can't imagine it. Like, it's just crazy. He's a really nice guy, a really good guy, and he's smart, and he's not political, but still, you know, moving from a place like Boston to St. Louis as an Arabic person, I mean, that's super weird. Like, I just want to get discriminated against. Let's move to the deep south. Maybe I'll move to, like, I don't know, Alabama or Mississippi by choice. To work at Sinkfield. Because if you need a job, you need a job. What can you do? So the center looks pretty mighty. I'm not impressed with my move A6, really. It looks like white is better here. I probably should have played E5 and defined the situation. Now if he plays E5, he has some E6 threats. I think I was too lazy here. But you got me distracted and chatting too much. It's a long tournament. Another thing I noticed playing online poker tournament a couple of weeks ago, it gets really boring and you lose your concentration really easily. I haven't done it in a long time. So I had to start playing chess in the middle of the poker tournament to actually prevent myself from losing concentration. And I don't know if it's kind of like an ADD type of thing. I think that most people just, they can't concentrate, right? The average person can't concentrate for long periods of time, especially now with mobile phones and TikTok, and it gets worse and worse. But I really have to watch out because I can easily lose my concentration. So easily here. I guess I'm a little tired today because I had a late night poker game and I had a few beers last night. Even a few beers, like 4 beers. Age 50. At age 50, 4 beers is enough to give me like a hangover the next day. You could find some counterplay. Well, that sounds good. White's extended, but I don't think he's overextended. No, I'm just saying, like, I wasn't paying attention and I let him have too much space. I think this wasn't necessary. You know, objectively, I've also played this kind of position with, like, knight on c6 before, but I think objectively, here, I need to play e5. I mean, I need to, like, take a stand here. I probably gave him too much. Although, ultimately, I really have to watch this e6 and knight b4. Knight b4 is interesting. By the way, you hear that ambulance? It's coming from Mr. Coffee's health. It's summer. It's summer. It's practically summer. It's like 16 degrees Celsius here today, which is quite warm for March. And we have unseasonably warm weather. There are thunderstorms predicted. But I'm mentioning this because you can hear the windows open. And you guys, we have an ambulance emote. If you have a certain... You hear that? Can you guys hear it? Because my window hasn't been open all winter. I'm a little tired. And it's really hitting me now. 4 beers last night. Spread out over 5 hours, but still, that's the point I'm at, where if I used to drink, a lot of beers when I was younger or whatever, I could drink and it would be like, all right. Now if I have a couple beers, I'm like tired the next day. You don't have the emote. No, it's like not an emote. It's one of the things you get for being a subscriber. It's one of the subscriber badges. Sorry. I guess it's the badge, right? Like you have a panda. You have the masked panda? The COVID panda? Now I could take on e5. It still opens up his bishop on c1. I feel like rook c8 is worth something. e6 is still dangerous. Knight. Okay, maybe I take on e5. We have something with d4. So my knight's going to get pushed back by a3. I really want this to work somehow. Those ambulances get really annoying. I mean, it's really, really annoying. They're all the time. They run the sirens no matter what time of night it is, even if there's no traffic. I love complaining about it on the stream. But if my window's closed, you can't hear it at all. There it is. Well, that looks like it. Yeah, that is it, right? So I must have something here. What was my idea? Bishop a6? Doesn't do anything. I mean, with d6 pawn's hanging, I would open up the bishop on d4 if he tries to take the pawn. So taking the pawn looked kind of dangerous for him. I mean, I would say I take on e4. That's terrible. Bishop a6. Why doesn't bishop a6 work? Define work. This is a hyper-modern setup for black. Is it good enough? I don't know. Texas Pete is now in first place. We saw that coming. Is he like got a perfect score? Can't somebody beat Texas Pete? Is he like unbeatable? Can't be beat. Okay, you're allowing knight c2. Wow, I thought he would play queen d2. Is this a trap? Magic the Gathering. Isn't that like one of Arsenal fans' favorites? How old? What? How do I even put the badge before my name? Oh, man. You hung 2 pieces in one move. In a completely winning position. That hurts. Uh-oh. My rook is pseudo-trapped. Okay, e6 still on the table. That is like a different ambulance sound. I think sometimes there's like multiple ambulances at the same time. It just gets really ridiculous. No, you have queen e4. Multiple ambulances at the same time. Very annoying. So you trapped my rook. Well, I got to do something. Good news is I have a very strong light square bishop. Test. Mr. Coffee, you changed your badge. I saw what you did there. Pete has warped into a correspondence world. Change your badge. We don't need no stinking badges. Show me your stinking badges, man. I got a pawn for it and white squares. But that queen on, man, the queen on e4 is, that's a bitch. Pardon my French. I mean, it's not nice to refer to the queen that way, but it's a very strong piece. You know, it's an old expression. It's a dadism. Life's a bitch. That kind of thing. I think I've got problems now. Because the queen is so strong. Otherwise, I would be alright here. You know, in fact, maybe I should have played queen c8. Maybe I made a mistake there. It's very passive, but queen c8 might have been the better move. I didn't want to play so passively. So we're trying to go for like queen a4. Defend my knight on d7. Author of Chess Bitch. Alright, here. So, yeah, we use the light profanity here. I like light profanity. Otherwise, it's just too, you know, too pure. You gotta switch to non-mod view to verify. You're politically correct. DC. I thought that's what you guys were talking about. Alright. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to hang in there with old Texas Pete. He's new and improved. You're trading queens? Dude. You're not trading queens. Nice try, though. He almost traded queens. Actually, that was kind of a lucky break for me. I might be able to hold this now. We have more time, but that's not the issue. I mean, Stapvargan is pretty fast, actually. I need like a reduce on knight thing. My knight b8, you know, the knight b8, knight c6, Igor Polovodian. Knight b8 is seriously a move. It's gonna need to be played. After you. Okay, so now e6 remains a problem. Well, d5 is also an issue, but I don't know. He's very good at fast chess. So Stapvargan gets low on time. Like our old friend Mr. Slow, who's gone also. He went into the void with Astrobate. What did you just play? Rook B1. What is that about? Why Rook B1? I think he had a better move there. But who knows? It's a complicated position. Oh, he's going for the queen trade, okay. Still, I mean, I can trade on my terms. Damn. Alright, we gotta change our mindset now. I don't think I can avoid the exchange of queens. He's been killing my knight on d7 the whole game. We need to break out. I'm not sure if this is a good move or not. It's starting to piss me off. He keeps making good fucking moves. We still have knight b8. It's too slow now. b5. b5 knight there. Would I still have my pawn for the exchange? But I've seen this before. g5? Wow. What? His like bullet play is like vastly improved. Stop Vargan. It's really weird. I've noticed like an incredible increase in his playing strength lately. He also got up to like a record rating. This is a 3-second increment. It's like perfect technique. I couldn't move my knight the whole game. He hasn't beaten me in 20 games. That feels bad. All right. Not the game I deserve to win under any circumstances. He played perfectly. He had all sorts of wins, Jesse, bro. There's no reason to point out he had this or that. I mean, of course. It was just went 100 different ways, you know. Nobody likes that. The backseat driver. Rook f8 after I played king f6. Rook f8. My knight was hanging? You mean I just hanged my knight? Really? I thought I played g5. So I played g5, he made some move. I thought he went like rook c5. Really? Are you sure? I hung my knight? I don't know, man. I played g5 and I hung my knight. Yeah, I did. Well, at the point it didn't matter. I mean, I was totally lost. That's the way you're going to be about it. Mr. Hippo. Oh no. He's Mr. Hippo. He was preaching the benefits of the hippo. And now? What happened to the great hippo? Hippo world. Well, thanks to that undeserved win. I was about to resign. I mean, poor Stepargan didn't deserve to lose that. The last cheapo was the knight fork. I could have resigned. I should have resigned already. I mean, no, he played great. That was a great game by Stepargan. Also, great time management. He actually uses his time correctly, and he's good at increment. Now if I play knight f4, how do you defend your pawn? You have to play knight b6, a4, e5. Probably not good for me. I'm castling in hippo. Pavel Blatny approved. I'm not a big fan of knight d7, you know. In a Dutch type of formation, it just doesn't look right. But here we go again. I gotta be not too passive. It's in English. It's the English hippo. Not be confused with the Colombian hippos, which were, of course, the late, you know, drug cartel hippos. They're the huge problem with hippos in Colombia. They had to export some of them. They couldn't pick them up, though. Too hard to transport them. To cull them is difficult. You know, just nothing but problems. Having a, you know, South American river filled with hippos. They have no natural, like, predators. Or even prey, for that matter. They disrupt everything. Maybe that's how they can get rid of those extra capybaras in South America, though. Nah, hippos, they eat plants, though, right? Aren't they, like, vegetarian? So hippos and capybaras would just, like, hang out together? Even the crocodiles don't eat the capybaras. What would hippo do next to a capybara? Probably nothing, right? Just look at it. Uber driver, what are you doing, man? It's in English. It's really become an English. An actual dyed-in-the-wool English hippo. They're all good animals. Hippos and hedgehogs are both good animals. The hippo's a little harder to play, and it's dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Well, they're both not easy, but all right. So very standard sort of setup here by black. Queen e8, Dutch style. Queen h5. But we're not afraid. So we've studied Larson's games. They had this great documentary in one of those wildlife channels about farmers in South Africa domesticating a hippo. Fuck. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Everybody like always quotes the thing about like hippos kill more people than any other animal in Africa. They're not like wild pigs or something. Pigs are dangerous enough, you know. Wild pigs are pretty freaking dangerous, but domesticating a hippo, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I like the photos that you see. What was the animal that the cartel was using? Well, I mean, the former drug kingpin just had them as pets. Are you like speaking Yoda or something? Sorry, was that like Yoda lingo? I'm speaking Yoda. H3 F4. That's a real surprise. That is cool. Home hippo. So they can be domesticated. Well, I mean, if elephants can be domesticated, I guess it's not that much of a stretch. They have a huge problem with too many capybaras in like Argentina. Nothing eats them. Yeah, I thought you'd do that. You're such a naughty boy, Uber driver. E4. I'm not opening up your bishop on C8 by taking on E4. I think we can play this safely. It was risky to play f4. I don't know. You know, objectively, I probably shouldn't have played f4. What should I have played? b4, maybe. I should have played b4. Drive your knight back to e6 and then play f4. Yeah, I'm an idiot. No, it was better to play b4. In fact, like, I don't know why you didn't play a5 before yourself. Probably instead of knight c5, you should have played a5 yourself. Yeah, now you play a5, but now it's a completely different situation. What the hell is going on now? Now nobody knows what's going on. You stopped before, so you listened to me. What if I play d4, d5? Guys, last game for the tournament. Texas Pete's gonna win. Well, hopefully Stapvargan... Oh man, Texas Pete playing a very similar game to mine. He's up a clear pawn. How strong is Texas, the mysterious Texas Pete? I am going to play d5. I do not want you to unite your pawns. Pawn united. Bishop d8, bishop e6. That's always a classic. But this opens this up. Battle Royale with cheese. What am I doing? What are you doing? What are we doing? So what's the plan here, Mr. Lots of pawns on the board? Bishop a3. Oh, he offers a draw. Alright, fine. Draw, boring. Hello. So I'm going to lose the tournament. Thanks, Super Driver, for offering that draw. Maybe I can get one more game in. But Texas Pete has like a perfect score. He won every single game. His performance is 25-60 now. But he was losing in one game, apparently. Stapvargan's playing well these days. He was very unlucky against me. Should have beaten me. It's a berserk. Ruslan Bear played d4, the London. Oh no. Screw the London, man. It's a reverse Slav. Yeah. I might not be able to get this game done in time. Get it done. Close, but no cigarro. I almost have a tactic there with knight takes d4, but I don't think it works. Didn't see the concept working. Maybe now. Pile up on I-95. I wanted to develop with tempo. He was losing against you. Okay. 94. Yeah, I played him twice. I guess he's legit. You never know, though. I don't trust anybody. We've established that. Like, the last guy who won one of my tournaments, I banned immediately. But we'll let Texas Pete. I think we can trust him. All right, so how can you do that? I'm going to have to trade queens. But we are winning. Combos. Whatever happened to combos? Do they still make those? They were good. Never seen them in Hungary, though. Yeah, I shouldn't push d4. It's probably overextending. I was tempted. I could have taken his bishop, too. They still have those? That was one of my go-to snack foods. Always liked those. For some reason, they just never appeared in, like, exported Hungarian American stuff. I've never seen a combos. They never marketed them here, I guess. Sweet stuff like, you know, M&M's, Snickers, you know, every kind of candy bar exists, but no combos. Here we go again. Yeah, we got potato chips, Lay's. Wonder which snack food company produces combos. Not Lay's potato chips, I'm gonna guess. Important questions and others will be answered before the end of the stream. At least AI is good for something. Answering like stupid random questions. It's the only good thing about AI. Yeah, Mars? Okay, well, you know, in that case, it's just a decision by the company, you know, not to market them here because Mars is international and originally like an English brand, right? Americans are like, what is a Mars bar? Freaking British candy bar. He's gonna hang in there and make me sorry that I ever lived. Please. Oh no. Oh no. Don't do it. Oh no. He did that. I think it's mate. We're making progress. Where's C5? He resigned. Texas Pete is still ahead of me because Uber driver fucked me up with that draw. Oh my god. Ah, Uber driver. Oh my god. Ruined my tournament. Actually, that's not the only reason. What's happening? Staffvargan drew. So actually, I would have won if Staffvargan had played it out. Maybe they had time left, probably. I don't know how much time they had left. They had like 5 minutes left each, so if they had played it out and not agreed to a draw, I would have won. What was happening in this position? It was approximately equal. Well, he played knight takes d5. And he has knight takes f5, obviously, next. But well, he was down a pawn with compensation. Stonewall. Another stonewall. Oh well, it was close. We tried. We tried. I don't know how I have a higher performance rating than Texas Pete. I guess I played Redusa too many times. But anyway, congratulations to Texas Pete on his first tournament victory. And perfect score. Well, no. We both had one draw. Although Daffarian really played well. You know, I think he did his best. He should have won against me and got a draw against Texas Pete in the last game. Of course, Uber Driver. I had a game with Uber Driver too, which was just brutal. You know, am I worse there? Yeah, I was a little worse. Uber Driver played 0 inaccuracies, 0 mistakes, 0 blunders. Of course he's cheating. Always cheating. We played the Hippo. I'm better. I was better until I wasn't better. I played f4. F4 was the problem. I knew it. See, b4. I'm an idiot. You shouldn't play knight there. You should play a5. Uber Driver. Oh, you played knight c5 and I missed b4. Now knight e6 and then f4 and then I'm fine. It was a big mistake. You know, it was a mistake to play f4. I mean, I saw this, obviously. It's not so bad for me, but it's never really good to play knight c8 in a closed Sicilian. So now you see a5. And yeah, I missed my chance against Uber Driver. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for playing tomorrow night's analysis stream. Thanks to the gift subs from Saxac Draw and everyone who subscribed. Move 11. We've got analysis stream Thursday. So if you want to submit a game, you're a subscriber, you're welcome to do so. I've got one of my own games, one of Arsenal's games, Taimanov Larson game. We're going to analyze tomorrow night at 6:30, 6:45 p.m. CET. So I'll see you guys there. Have a great evening.